anything being planned without us ain't about us. You know, and that has been ringing in my head ever since she said that, because of course, how are we passing laws, how are we advocating for anything that young people are going to be affected by if they're not at the table helping make those decisions?
Hey y'all, this is Remo again. How profound is that quote? How profound is that quote? I just wanted to start you off with that. Now check this out. They're getting real deep into the youth and what they're doing in the community. And I want you to hear a few things about what they have to say.
Week, so we touched on topics like mental health. We doing an issue institute where our youth workers can come on in and like go to different groups, and each group will be about a topic that we work on, or a topic like a critical issue in our community. Then they'll do issue and demand. So create an issue, then create a demand, and then we'll be teaching them how to power map. And if you don't know what power mapping is basically laying out all the people that you have, so allies, enemies, and neutrals, their status, so like if they're influential, how influential they are, and things of that sort. And basically doing it like a little Monopoly game to see, like, how can I move this person over here to help me out, and how can this person be helpful to get this and that, all that. So
That's awesome.
So you see how this young lady, or these young women are discussing how they are using their personal experiences to help benefit others. That's what life is all about, right? That's what life is all about. And I'm so empowered just to hear this. I got a little more for you.
Yeah, just at the high level, the Hagerstown Youth Council was formed in 2019 as a way to give students and youth in Hagerstown a voice. The youth are able to provide feedback and recommendations, but mostly really just get involved in the community and give back to all of the residents in the community.
Since it is a focus on youth, how are you guys involved in the public school at all?
We continue to be involved in the public school system because we have students from all across our county. Me and JJ, we go to BISFA, obviously, but we also have from North Hagerstown High School, South Hagerstown High School, even some from Tech, I think, and continue to be affiliated without being directly affiliated with the school system. We've taken visits and continued to preach what we feel is like what we know and what we do with the organization, and have attended assemblies and meetings to tell different schools about what we do and what we're here for.
It sounds like you're a great advocate for the youth around Hagerstown. Can you tell me a little bit about how, I know you guys are in high school now, how do you envision your life after this, like in the world of advocacy?
So I do plan to go to college for a completely different reason, but I am really hoping that when I am older and I graduate high school, I could do something kind of like what Rachel does, be like the supervisor for a youth council to help get the upcoming generations involved in their town and have a say of what happens to them and how they can control what happens in their town by using their voice and hopefully inspiring them to do that for the upcoming generations after them, and so on and so forth.
And as organizers of Strong Schools, rather, we build relationships with community members in the education and advocacy world. So that's everybody from teachers to union members to students and parents and anybody on the education and advocacy front. My cohort, my partner Darren Franklin, and I, we had the state of Maryland split in half. So he works 12 counties, I'm working 12 counties, and just trying to get on the ground and make connections with folks like SPAR and HYC, the Hagerstown Youth Council, and just to build more power, and so that when we go to get things done, we can go as a united front.
I heard that there was a tour coming up this summer.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about the tour? What's the name of the tour? What are the goals?
So the Tour for Maryland's Future. We mentioned it a little bit earlier, but the Tour for Maryland's Future, we have a goal to get around the state and talk to as many folks about the Blueprint for Maryland's Future, which, if you don't know, you're out there listening, the Blueprint for Maryland's Future is a Maryland state law that is to provide world-class education for every Maryland student, regardless of their family's income or their location or whatever. That all Maryland students should be on the same playing field. And so right now, the big challenge is funding the Blueprint. So we are going around the state to educate people on the Blueprint, also advocate for Fair Share Maryland bill, which would close corporate loopholes and tax some of the wealthiest earners in the state that currently aren't paying as many taxes as you and I are. And so hopefully that money can go to funding things like education. And so the tour aims to get around the state, talk about this this summer, build as many more connections as we can, and get the word out. Well, they can definitely sign up for canvassing core. We get me and Darren get out on the doors in communities where we have events coming up, and we can use people coming out to help us canvass. You can also join our network. And you can go to strawschoolsmaryland.org and really find everything, anything that we're doing. It's important that you do that. I think letting your legislators know if you support the blueprint, if you support Fair Share Maryland. We're also doing a video campaign where we're asking people to take 30-second videos to just talk about, why it's important that the blueprint is funded to you personally, and calling on the Maryland General Assembly and the Moore Miller administration to pass Fair Share and make sure that the blueprint is funded.
So these organizations, SAR, and all the others, they are out there doing the good work here in the DC metropolitan area, some of them in Maryland, etc. We really need to get behind them. And I'm sure that y'all, wherever y'all are located at, you have some people in your actual areas doing that same work. Find them, support them. But as always, what do you think? Peace. Bye-bye.
Okay. And how can our listeners keep up with y'all? What's the best way for listeners to find out what y'all up to?
Oh, so we have a website. It's all lowercase youthasresources.org, and we also have an Instagram. So YARGRANTS, all lowercase, and you can find us.